Let's get real.
Hello, you guys. Welcome back to Real Talk with Menashe. I am your host, Menashe Chinyanganya. How are you guys doing? I'm good. I'm fine. Guys, I'm sad. The Olympics are over. You guys know how much I love the Olympics. It's been such a fun 2 weeks. Like, I was so heavily invested, and now I just simply don't know what to do with my time. Like, guys, I just love the Olympics so much. And this one particularly was so good. Like, there's never been a bad Olympic Games, but like this one for me, all the stories, all the events, like USA did so well, but even other countries that have never medaled before, and like it was just so good. And I'm kind of sad. The thing with me is that because I've been on break, I've been able to watch the games at the actual time. So I was waking up at all times of the night or early morning to catch the game in real time, because then the results get posted, and I know they have prime time like in the evening, but by that point, like, I already know the results. And so for some of them, I wanted to be there in the moment. That being said, it completely screwed up my body clock. Like, I'm so out of sorts right now, and I very much need to fix that this week. But it's been fine. I've been living my best life, and it's just been so good. So I'm really sad to recap it, but you know, I have to give my final Olympic thoughts because you guys already know I have some. So I decided the way that I'm going to break this down is with hopefully not repeating what I've said in previous episodes, is I'm going to talk about a good moment that really stood out to me in the Olympics that was just great. And then the other moment, I'm just calling it like a WTF moment. Like, what was going on? You know, I was confused, I was upset, I was sad, anything in between. That's what that is. So I'm just going to bounce back and forth because there were a lot of amazing things, like I said, but there were also some things that I was just like, what's going on? So I have it written down. I'm already ready to go. Let's start off with my first good moment was, oh my gosh, USA women's gymnastics winning gold. Like, USA women's gymnastics in general, there's a reason that the Olympic Games starts off with it, because it's an event that everybody loves and adores. And just seeing all the stuff they had to deal with 4 years ago to coming back and winning gold and just dominating all of them in their individual events and stuff. 10-10, loved every moment of it. Simone Biles, you are that girl. Suni, Jade, oh my gosh, wait, I'm forgetting the names. Hesley, Jordan, you guys are those girls. Well done. What was their name? They had a name, like, if you know, you know, because you know how every year the gymnastics team will come up with like their team name. Oh, Golden Girls, which because they're older and a lot of them had been to the Olympics before. And it's just so crazy that Simone Biles is 27 years old and she's considered old in gymnastics. Like, that's so crazy because she's not old in real life, but in gymnastics she's seen as ancient, and I just like can't wrap my head around it. But she's also like the best in the world, so even crazier. Well done to them. Now, my WTF moment, okay? It's in the same realm of gymnastics. I don't know if you guys have heard about it, but they're trying to strip Jordan Childs of her bronze medal. So she was in her individual event. What was her individual? I believe it was floor. I don't know. I think it was floor. And so you know how they have their group events, right? And then they win their group medal. And then there's also like individual events that they can do depending on their score in the group. And Jordan with Simone did floor. And this is how I'm going to break it down because this is how I understand it, okay? So essentially the judges messed up. This is all the judges' fault. The judges messed up the whole thing entirely. Essentially, there's different scores of difficulty depending on what the gymnast has in their routine already set. Whether or not they nail the move is completely different, but there's just a level of difficulty set. So apparently the judges messed up Jordan's score or difficulty score. Like, they left out a move or something that she did. It just wasn't there. Should have been there. So then she does her routine, whatever, the score comes out. And then her coach goes to challenge the score, being like, wait a second, you left this out. Like, this should have been in there. Now, here's the thing. Apparently, you have a minute from when the score comes out to go challenge anything if you need to. And so she went to go challenge it. When the score had come out before the challenge, they'd put Jordan Childs in 5th place, right? So she wasn't going to medal. But then the coach noticed the thing, they challenged it. And a lot of times these challenges, like, you just kind of are hoping for the best. They don't necessarily mean that they'll change it. But they're like, oh yeah, no, we messed up. They changed it, right? What was really sad about it is that at this point, people already were like figuring out like who's going to get gold silver, bronze. And I can't remember the country of the girl that was going to get bronze, but she had her flag ready to go. And then at the very last second, when they made the change, it pushed Jordan from 5th to 3rd. So you've got this moment of Jordan like shrieking and just so excited because she's going to medal, which she wasn't expecting to do because of the change. But you also have the girl that thought that she was going to get bronze now stripped away of her medal. So she's devastated. Jordan's really excited. And like, I'm Team USA. Like, I'm ecstatic for Jordan. But it just caused this uproar because this girl felt like she was wronged. And honestly, like, I can see where she's upset. Like, she was wronged. But it's not Jordan's fault. And I feel like my issue with this whole thing, well, let me finish the story. So the girl's country, I don't know what country she was, guys. Like, look it up. I don't know. But they challenged it. And they were like, actually, Jordan's coach did not go and go and put her inquiry in a minute's time. She did it in a minute 4 or something. They said that she was 4 seconds too late. Therefore, that should not count. And our girl should get bronze, is what they said. And so then they like challenged it or whatever. Days later, mind you. And then I don't know who it was. Was it the Olympic people or the judges of that day? I don't know who did what, but they're essentially like, oh, actually, you're right. Yeah, she was late. So Jordan, who, by the way, is already in the States, already done her interviews, repped her medal, earned her medal, living her best life at home. They're like, hey, babe, we're going to need that medal back. Let me tell you something. You couldn't strip that medal from me with your bare hands. Neither here nor there. It's whatever. I just had to say that because there's just no way you would ever get it from me. Like, there's just no way. Like, it's just crazy. And so Jordan's here left devastated, being like, wait, you want this medal back, but like, I earned it. But then the argument from the American side is like, wait a second. First of all, if we were 4 seconds too late, why did you let us challenge it? Which is a good point, because they should have just right then and there been like, oh, you're too late. But they didn't. They took the challenge. They accepted the challenge. They changed the score. Babe, that's on you. Second of all, the reason we're in this situation, the reason that we're in this mess is because you judges from the get-go messed up her difficulty score. That's not Jordan's fault. Now, I can understand why that other girl on the other team is devastated because you did have her ranked 3rd until the very last possible second. But that's not Jordan's fault because Jordan always had a higher score of difficulty. And now instead of taking accountability, you want to strip Jordan's medal based off a technicality, which is your fault? Oh, I'm sick. That really bothered me and irritated me. And it also just kind of, I feel like, I hope isn't like completely tainting like Jordan's experience at the Olympics, because there were a lot of good moments, but Jordan's such a girl's girl. She supported all of the other girls in their events. She was helping every way she could. And she really earned and really deserved this moment. For them to make such a big spectacle about it and not take accountability, the judges, but instead be like, we need the medal back. Sick. I really hope the USA is challenging it as we speak. I honestly don't think she's going to have to give it back, but just the whole experience of it all is just like really annoying. And I just hate when people are incompetent. Like, I hate it. Like, it's just, ugh. But whatever. That was just my WTF moment. And I hope that's getting figured out. But Jordan Chiles, like, you're that girl. You're that girl. Never forget. Never forget. My next good moment from the Olympics was just watching all these sports that I've never really cared about, that I cared about all of a sudden, like rugby, specifically Ilona Maher. If you know who, I feel like you guys know who Ilona Maher is. If you're not, look her up. She's been all over. She was so good with her, I don't even want to say her marketing. I think she was just really being herself, but like, she just gave us an inside look into the Olympics that a lot of athletes haven't done before. And it just like, in her personality and her whole vibe, her whole aesthetic, like, she's just so genuine and real. And it really comes through that it made us fans of her. And then in turn, had us focus ourselves on her sport, because we're like, okay, like, let's see what she does. And not only is she an amazing person, but she actually dominates at what she does. And so watching rugby was so fun. And I know rugby is not the biggest thing in America. Like, I'd heard of rugby before, but still, like, I'd never really watched it. And watching them, I'm so happy that USA took bronze. And also, it's just fun to, like, you know, find a new sport to enjoy. And I feel like the Olympics just brings all these, like, kind of like random sports that you don't really see year round, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, what's this? And then you're watching, like, I don't know, just everything. There's just so much. And if you had Peacock, you were able to watch like multiple things at the same time, and it was just so good. It was so fun. That was a really good moment. Congratulations to them. And my WTF moment was forcing all those triathlon athletes to jump into the sun. I have spoken about the sun before, but I will never shut up about it. They did those athletes so dirty. Pun not intended, but you heard it, because it was dirty in that sun. Like, it was so disgusting. The E. coli levels, the feces, the dirt, like, you can even see it, like, how dirty the water is. And I just, like, I mean, real ones know. I was speaking about this before those athletes got to the Olympic Games, because I've never been buying it. I'm like, you cannot gaslight me into believing that water is clean. Okay? I have eyes. And that water was not clean at all. And the fact that, and also it was a huge indicator that they kept pushing back the event. I think they did it 3 days before they let them go in. Just for them to go in and people are vomiting on site, people are in the hospital, people are like suffering because you let them get into like severely contaminated water. And I don't know. I just think that's so wrong. And I hope that first of all, I hope everyone's okay. Second of all, sue if you need to, because I think some lawsuits need to. That's insane. Like, the safety of the athletes should be everyone's like number one concern. These athletes have trained for 4 years, blood, sweat, and tears to be at the top of their sport, and you're letting them get into water that potentially has feces in it. Like, I'm never gonna get over it. Oh my gosh, y'all better be so happy that I wasn't a triathlon athlete at the freaking Olympics. I would have been causing a scene. But that being said, that was really a WTF moment, because that was just like not okay. And they need to do better. They truly need to do better. My next good moment from the Olympics is that Caroline Marks, is that her name? Yeah, Caroline Marks won gold in women's surfing. Now, women's surfing was in Tahiti. And here's the thing, like, I feel like in a lot of ways, it was really cool that they were there. Obviously, they need waves, so they couldn't be in Paris. But at the same time, it kind of sucks. Like, they didn't get the Olympic Village vibe, but they also were getting, like, really pretty fruit and edible food. So I don't know. It's, like, a give and take. But they looked like they're having a really fun time. But Caroline Marks winning gold is really cool because she's from my hometown. She's from my hometown, and that's so cool. I did not know who this girl was until she won. And then everyone, like, on, like, Facebook or whoever was like, oh my gosh, like, she's from, I was like, that's really cool. So congratulations to you, girl. Like, I'm very excited for you. I'm excited for us, because a win for you is a win for us. Like, to have someone win from your hometown is just so crazy. It's so crazy. And win gold at that, you're that girl. So congrats to her. What else did I want to say about Tahiti? Not much. I just, I think it kind of sucks that they missed, like I said, like the ceremonies and stuff. But I heard a lot of them, like, they missed opening ceremonies. But I heard a lot of them did their events and then flew to Paris for the closing ones. So, and I'll get to the closing ceremonies later. Oh, don't worry, I will. But yeah, congrats to her. That was a really cool moment, a really good moment. And my not so good moment, my WTF moment, Miss Reagan from Australia. Oh my gosh, guys. Guys, Miss Reagan over here, she was in the break dancing, or they call it breaking, right? And I really don't, I don't even know where to start with her. First of all, she had no business yawning. So when her opponent was going, okay, her opponent was dancing, she's over here like yawning, like, oh, okay, like, yeah, that's all you got type energy. And that's fine. But if you're yawning, you better bring the best, cleanest routine I've ever seen in my life. Okay. And now you're out here doing the kangaroo jump. That's what you were yawning over? A little kangaroo jump. Oh my gosh. Like, okay. I feel bad for the other breaking athletes because they were completely overshadowed over this girl, okay? There was actually some crazy talent there, and a lot of the countries did amazing, but unfortunately, Miss Reagan of Australia is who I'm here to talk about, because what was going on with her? Like, let's be so serious. Like, why was she there? You can't have people at the top of their game putting everything on the line. Let me give you a little perspective. You've got Simone Biles flipping 10 times in the air, sticking the landing. You can't have that girl winning gold and then have Miss Australia's Reagan doing her little move and also winning gold. Like, it doesn't compute, We didn't have to worry about her winning gold because unfortunately she didn't get any points. Like, she got a score of 0. Okay. Which is another reason where I'm like, why was she even there? But she got a score of 0, which is crazy because I literally thought you got points for just showing up. But unfortunately, no. That's crazy. I just can't even. Oh, no, 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 no. I don't care how much they try to gaslight us. That girl should have never been there. Like, she should have never been there. And then she said, hold on, I got it. She, I guess, in press or something, she said, all my moves are original. Yeah, babe. We know they're original. Trust me, we're not trying to take them from you. I promise you that. She says, I was never going to beat these girls on what they do best, the dynamic and the power move. So I wanted to move differently, be artistic and creative, because how many chances do you get in a lifetime to do that on an international stage? I was always the underdog and wanted to make my mark in a different way. So it kind of sounds like she was aware that she was never going to place. And you know what? If she managed to weasel her way into the Olympic Games and get to be in the Olympic Village and like hang out and trade pins and like go to opening, closing ceremonies and live her best life, I actually can't be too mad at her, because the fact that like no one realized, or I don't even know if no one realized, maybe she, like the thing is at some point someone had said that was the best, like in press, and was like, this is the best girl we've got. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. I could go close my eyes, turn around 10 times, point at someone, and they're a better dancer. Ain't no way. You can't gaslight me into thinking she deserved to be there. I'm so sorry. But that being said, I'm not bad that she finessed her way in, because y'all let that happen. And that's on y'all. And I hope she had fun. And in a way, she did make a name for herself. So mission accomplished, I guess. But at the same time, you know, at what cost? So I don't know. She just really left her mark. She sure did. And this is the thing too. Apparently she has a PhD in creative movement. So the girl went to school for dance. But the way I see it is that like, I could go to school for acting. Like I could take the courses in acting, but it doesn't make me a good actor. You know what I mean? Like, yes, a lot of people that are really good in acting also go to school for it, and it aids into them being a good actor because they can play off whatever they learned. But it doesn't always necessarily translate. Like I could just learn stuff about acting and go and then like say the words and have like no emotion. You know what I'm saying? Like she got a PhD in creative movement. It didn't magically give her the moves. Like even if she was moving her body at the beat, it wasn't translating visually, you know? I don't understand why you thought the bunny or the kangaroo hop was what you should bring to the Olympic Games in their first year of breakdancing. But that being said, it doesn't actually matter anymore, because after that event, they decided, I think it was actually decided today or yesterday, that they're no longer going to have, like that event no longer exist at the Olympic Games. So it won't be at the 2028 Olympic Games. So it turns out she broke it to the point where they're like, we've seen enough. So that being said, you know what? It is what it is. Like I think it's funny, and I wish her the best. I mean, what else can I say? Like, what else can I say? So another good moment at the Olympics, a cool moment too, is that so there's a medal count, right, of all the countries, and they're tracking like who has the most gold, silver, bronze, all that. And at the end, the USA did win. I think we tied with China for gold with 40, but then we won like silver and bronze, and then overall we had the most medals, which is cool. But the cool moment I'm referring to is the fact that if you take the USA girls, because obviously the country is like the men and women combined, their scores or their medals. But if you take the girls out and you just keep like USA, China, I'm explaining this so weird. What I'm trying to say is that the USA women would be ranked third in the world based on the medals that they earned. Okay, based on their medals alone, take the boys away from it, just put the girls, they would rank third in the world. That's how many medals that the USA women have brought back home, which is so cool because the women really did dominate this Olympic Games. Like soccer took gold, USA girls soccer, USA women's gymnastics, like what else? So many sports. Katie Ledecky took home, like Simone Biles. Who else? Like Sydney McLaughlin. Like a lot of track athletes. Like just everywhere, dominating, doing so well, all the medals. And so I thought that was really cool because the girls are dominating, they stay dominating. USA women's basketball, yada, yada, yada. That was really cool. And my last WTF moment would be the closing ceremonies, guys. The closing ceremonies, I didn't even watch the closing ceremonies. What bothers me about the opening ceremonies, I'm not even gonna get into it because it happened 2 weeks ago. It's whatever, but I was not a fan of it. But what bothers me about the closing ceremonies is that, like, apparently it wasn't giving, like, party, you know? Like, the thing is, it's supposed to be, like, an end of ceremonies thing, but then also, like, a huge party for everyone for completing, like, doing their sport, dominating, winning, whatever. It's just supposed to be, like, a fun closure thing. And I believe at the London Olympics, they had, like, artists, at the venue performing. I think Jessie J, I think Queen, I don't know, like there's just people. And I don't know, this one, apparently what they did is they told all the people in Paris, like even people that aren't athletes, they invited them. Well, they didn't really invite them. They're like, you can buy tickets. They're like, we're going to have these artists, these musical guests are going to be there. Snoop Dogg, Red Chili Peppers, Billie Eilish, they're going to be performing. So all these people bought tickets. And then at the event, at the closing ceremonies, is when they found out that these people were actually in LA performing and they were just going to see it on a big screen. So the way they saw it, paying to go, is the way I saw it in my room. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they kind of like pissed off everybody there. Apparently from watching videos, I saw that a lot of athletes that had gone, they stayed for a little bit and then they left. They ended up leaving early because they're just like, this isn't giving. Like, we thought there was going to be like more to it. And I guess it really wasn't. And so as far as like opening, closing ceremonies for Paris, I don't know. I was kind of left like just being like, like I'm not loving. But that being said, the good news at the closing ceremonies is they did their little pass off to LA. And I'm so excited that the Olympic Games are going to be in LA in 2028. And guys, I am like hoping, praying that I can be there. Like, I want to be at some events. I want to take it in and enjoy it. You guys know how much I love sports. And like, if I could just see it in person, like it would be so fun. And it's actually so close. So the possibility is there, but we will see. It's sad that we have to wait another 4 years for the next Olympics, but I mean, there's the Winter Olympics in 2 years. I am more of a fan of the Summer Olympics, but there are really cool like Winter Olympic sports for sure. Bobsled, ice skating. I don't know, the one where they literally like flying in the sky. Like that one's insane to me. I don't even know. That's the thing. I'm always wondering like with these sports, how do you find out that you're really good at something? Like, you know, the one where they literally go down the hill and then they fly. Like, what made you realize that day, like, I could do this? Same thing with like Simone, like flipping in the air. Like, what made you be like, wait, like I can actually like flip like this? Like, I don't know. That's just so crazy to me. Like, it's amazing, but it's also a little bit insane. But that being said, like, you know, there's really cool events at the Winter Olympics. I can't wait to watch. You know, I'll be watching, but it's just 4 years to the next summer ones. But that being said, maybe we need a good 4 years. I need a little bit of time to regroup, prepare, and make sure that I'm sitting over there when the time comes. You know what I mean? Also, a cool thing about the Olympics in 2028 is that they're adding new sports. So what they're adding is baseball, softball, lacrosse, flag football, cricket, and squash. I know all of those except squash. Like, I have no idea what that is. I guess I'll look it up and see. But this is exciting. I'm actually kind of surprised that baseball and softball haven't been a part of it already, because baseball for the longest time I thought was only a big deal in the US, but no, other countries like love baseball. So that'll be really exciting. Softball will be great. Lacrosse, flag football, cricket. These all feel like really great additions, honestly. So that'll be fun. Trying to see if there's like anything I could like really finesse myself into by the Olympic Games. Like, maybe I don't go as like a spectator. Like, maybe I go as an athlete. Like, maybe I go as an athlete, I said. Like, you guys should be getting really excited for me. You know what I mean? I don't know. We'll see. Because sometimes, actually, I'm not going to lie. There wasn't one time I looked at them and I was like, I could do that. Like, no. But you never know. Like, I have 4 years to figure it out. Like, I have 4 years. You have 4 years. We could go together. Like, let me know. Let me know. Anyway, we'll figure it out. Either way, I'll be there. One way or another, I'm going to be there. So that being said, that's my little recap on, the Olympic Games. I had a time. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. It's been fun, and I'm glad it was so good. I'm glad it was so memorable and that I could talk about it with you guys. So that being said, it kind of feels like a wrap on summer. Like everyone's like, oh, the summer's coming to an end. Like pretty sure summer ends in like September, like the actual season. But that being said, this kind of ending kind of feels like the end of summer, but it's literally not. But it was fun. It was a highlight. It was fun. I enjoyed myself. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself. And that is a conclusion of today's episode. So thanks for hanging out with me, chitting, chatting, all of the above. I hope you guys have a really good week. Make it productive. I'm going to try to fix my sleep schedule. Seriously, I need to do that. I don't know, some other things in between. But that being said, I hope you're productive. I hope you guys have an amazing week. Follow me on social media at Real Talk with Menashe. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye. Real Talk with Menashe. Let's get real.